Julie, who wants to talk about sexual abuse and how it affects how we think about the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Julie, you're on the air.
Oh my goodness. Hello.
Hello. It's nice to
Howdy.
talk to
What
you.
can we do for you tonight?
Well, you know what? My biggest question here is I'd like to hear your opinion on how a person connects with the opposite sex, you know, after years of childhood abuse. And I'm just having a lot of trouble with not just the opposite sex. I don't know what I should be. I feel like I'm somewhere in between where nobody wants me. And I don't know how to make a bond, and I'd just like to hear your opinion on how do you recreate a bond after the trust has been broken.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just want to acknowledge at the start that this is obviously coming from a place of great hurt. And I really want to recognize that you had the bravery to give us a call. And I super appreciate that. And I want to honor that and be respectful as we kind of get down to brass tacks, which is to say that, you know, obviously the person that you're trying to connect with now may share some characteristics, may in some ways look like the person who assaulted you, whether we're talking about, you know, Julie, you yourself, or anybody else who's listening. But they're not the same person. They may share those characteristics, and our bodies, our brains, our nervous system tends to react as if they were the same person. And so it becomes about healing from that original trauma. And that's obviously a very complicated process, but I'm curious to hear sort of where you're coming from today, Julie, like what your healing process has looked like.
I am seeing a therapist, and we're making some good progress. I became an atheist less than a year ago after coming from a Jehovah's Witness background. And I got to say, I've been indoctrinated, and I learned a lot of bad ways, and I'm relearning. And so now I know I don't need to be submissive to the male dominant thing. And so I'm just in a world of confusion now to where I don't know how to trust.
Yeah, that is totally understandable. And hearing all of that, I know that Christy may have a couple more nitty gritty, like hard details to give you or hard suggestions. But for me, I just want to say, take your time. You're going through a whole lot right now, and you're taking all the right steps. You're pinpointing where you've been hurt and where you need to be healed, and you're going to a therapist, which is really good. And you've gone on this journey of deconversion, not just from any religion, but from a religion that, you know, many people call a cult. So you're dealing with a whole lot right now. The fact that you are not ready to be in a long-term relationship or to make those kinds of connections right now is so okay. It is something that you can sit with. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go out and search for those things if that's what you want to do, but if you want to just kind of curl up in a ball and take care of yourself for a while, that is fully understandable and okay.
Oh, thank you. I needed to hear that.
Good. Yeah, take your time. This is a lot to digest.
We're essentially talking about rewiring your nervous system in many, many ways. That sort of knee-jerk reaction, that trauma response, is something that's built into our nerves, and it does take a while to reprogram them. So if you're focusing on taking care of yourself, on making sure that you have all of your mental and emotional needs met, that's going to be super important towards your healing. What is it that you're doing right now to just take care of yourself as you explore these ideas?
Well, actually, I live in an alley in a trailer, and I'm looking for a better way of life, so I'm homeless. My family dumped me when I wouldn't become a Jehovah's Witness. The best thing I can do for myself is yoga and deep breathing and a nice cup of tea, maybe a little splash of vodka.
Well, it looks like Christy's mic is cutting out a little bit. But man, yeah, I mean, there are so many ways to take care of your body, including splashes of vodka every once in a while. I fully support that. I'm sorry to hear that about your family, though. That's really hard.
I did not expect to be dumped in the alley like trash, but that's what they did when I wouldn't join the religion. And at 50 years old, I just didn't see it coming. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I just have to say that it sounds like everything you're describing, that you're on track. V said to go slow. I'll encourage you to take care of yourself during this process, but it sounds like you've got those skills. You're talking about all of the things that, I would be looking for from you. So I definitely don't want to sit here and act like it's my place to give you a gold star or a thumbs up, but I do want to just say that we're definitely excited for the journey that you're on. And it sounds like you're in a good place, even if you've got a long ways to go. And so I want to encourage you to keep at it and to have some patience for yourself.
Also, definitely check out Recovering from Religion. Have you been in touch with their hotline project at all?
Yes, I have. I did call once.
Okay.
And I still appreciate you guys talking to me. You certainly give me some stuff to think about, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And we appreciate you, Julie. Thank you so much for watching and for calling in. And let us know how things go, okay?
Okay. Bye-bye.
Take care. Thanks
Bye.
so much.
Bye.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is these things do take an incredible amount of time and a little bit of work and a little bit of patience. I think it's worthwhile to remind people that they don't owe anybody their happiness. They don't owe anybody to be healthy, so to speak, or to be any particular way. We're all on our own journeys and we're all trying to get to where we're going. Where you are right now is not anything I would ask you to apologize for.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, Julie just struck me as a very down-to-earth and practical person too, right? They were like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some yoga. I'm going to drink tea. I'm going to do deep breathing and go to therapy and call Recovering from Religion. Like, all of the things they're doing right. Like, I'm very excited. I hope we hear back from them.
Absolutely.